All right, a quick rundown of the tools that I use to do the alternator swap. So pretty much headlamp. This is a spare, you don't really need it. I mean, I use the 14 Craftsman with the 19 just to kind of as leverage for the chain tensioner or the belt tensioner pulley. Small socket wrench, number 10, 12, and the long 12. Small screwdriver, medium socket wrench, number 14, and I think like whatever this 2-inch extension, or the whatever 3-inch or so, 2.5-inch to 3-inch extension. But other than that, that was all I needed to do get the job done. So everything's good now. Disconnect battery. Should be good to go. All right, so I got home. I'm gonna take out this alternator. I already called up the store and they got the parts. So right now it's pretty late. It's like 8:30 or something. So I'm gonna get on it. All right, so taking out the bolt for this. All right, so all I do is lift and it'll loosen the belt. So I use my other hand to pull it down. All right, next is this bolt. Disconnect that blue piece right there. All right, so this piece was just right after this one right here. You just listen for the snap sound and just pop it up, which is like this. I'm gonna use this setup to take off that bolt under here. All right, so you'll notice, well, probably too late now, but as soon as I unloosened it, it kind of made the alternator kind of slide towards the front. But other than that, that should be it. It's all unbolted. I'm gonna pull it out once this bolt comes out. All right, so a quick recap working backwards. I know I didn't show the bolt as I pulled it out. It's about this long. It's a size 14. Followed by this one that holds the upper part of the alternator on the bracket, number 12 or size 12. Same thing, size 12. That's a 10 for the radiator bracket, and that's a clip for the radiator, the coolant reservoir, the overflow reservoir tank or fill tank. All right, so that's the alternator right there. I'm going to try to bypass all the power steering and the AC line right here. So I'm going to set it like this, kind of like whatever angle I can get. And the pulley is going to be facing the opposite direction. I'm going to try to bypass everything as I'm kind of lifting it up right now. Bend the hose over and loop it around the right here. I'm trying to not make it too tight to where can pierce this line. And look this way, do it right. And a little bit of nudging as I'm lifting. So there it goes, kind of massaging this AC line without damaging it. It's almost there. It's almost there. Just trying to. All right. So at this point, it's pretty much out. So I'm gonna basically try to angle it as I'm pulling it out, so that way it makes it look a little more like cool, seeing that it works out this way. So okay, so pretty much I got it at the right angle. It's pretty much ready to come out, so I did not need to release or loosen up this bracket for the AC. It's got enough wiggle room. I might have to do it later, but as of right now, I'm just gonna try to slowly massage it out, and then that should be it. Everything kind of lift and go kind of that way, like over a little bump. There it goes. So that way I can remember for later to do kind of the same thing, but in reverse order. So it's out. I'm gonna basically take it to go test. All right, so this is the new alternator. That's some parts I got from the bonus points at Autozone. Had to go do a quick run, not really quick, but like 40 minutes, 45 minutes to and from, just to get the swap out because it's pretty late at night at Autozone. Well, it looks kind of odd right now because of my angle of the camera, but I'm gonna try to stick it in the same way. So I'm gonna just bend this AC line and make sure it doesn't rub or anything like that, anything crazy. Massage it in. Okay, there it goes. And then just kind of clear the line, lift this power steering reservoir, and then it's pretty much in. Just going to do a detour twisting. All right, so it kind of fell into place. It's upside down, so I'm gonna flip this side over and then put it on, and that should be it. Just put all the bolts and everything back up, and the serpentine belt and everything, and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna cut the video off right here as I work my way to fit it back in. I think I got it about in. I'm gonna get this. Now I'm gonna stick this through down here. Hopefully it goes in and make a smooth transaction. Alright, so I'll grab the socket wrench. Okay. Alright, so there goes that. And I'm gonna start trying to twist it in as I'm kind of like pushing it. Yeah, there it goes, like that. As long as it's lined up, it's threading, I mean, or both, basically. I'm cool with that. I might have to wiggle it. Using my hand. Try to hold this up. Find the right angle. It's all about feel only, pretty much at this point. It's too hard to see. So I thread it in, so in order to know it's in, you might not see it down here, but I'll try to pull it out. Okay, so basically, it's good. I'll do a little bit more, not that I need to, but just kind of make sure as I'm looking down here if it is really going in or not. The camera angle is kind of bad. Let's see. Yeah, there it goes. So pretty much it's in, so it's threading, but you don't want it all the way in yet. So I'll leave it kind of like that, a little loose. And I'll go to the bracket, which is this thing right here. And put it on, and then backwards, pretty much. That's it. Okay, bracket going in from under this. I'll basically find the right hole and stick it through. I'll deal with the harness at the end just to make it simple. And then something like that. Pop this. All right, perfect. So pretty much align it with this hole. All right, pretty much it's aligned. Tool. All right, so thread it in. Oh, pretty much. Close as possible. And the main bolt, I mean, the way I see it, the main bolt is the one down here, the big one, the 14. So I'll wait till I get it all like aligned up and then like all tightened up. Then I'll tighten up that 14 down there. I think these brackets just kind of, they're fixed in a position, so it's not like 240 or something where it's like adjustable. So it's fixed in one position. So all right, so I'm gonna cool with that. And I'll go down there. Tool. Make sure it's the right way. Okay, this one I might use my torque bar to make sure it's super tight, so that way it doesn't move or get loose. All right, yeah. So that's one of the things with the. So one last thing to do is double check this real quick. You know, as you can see, I'm just my own mechanic doing myself, so that's impossible, but I use YouTube sometimes to reference, so it helps a little bit. But with these kind of things, sometimes I just kind of eyeball it and maybe go based off my experience. I just kind of know what to do. So cut it off. All right, so easiest way to do this part is to wrap it around the alternator, I mean. So go there. Fix it up down there. I can feel it, and then just line it up like that. That way the only thing I gotta worry about is just the power steering right here. Like one of the only things that I have to worry about. So power steering I'll show you a bit, so you know what I mean. Anyways, so I'm gonna torque it up all the way until there's enough slack. So that's the power steering pulley right there. So we're just gonna be looking at like this basically. So there we go, release. It's like the easiest way to do it, and then kind of cock it up a little bit counterclockwise, and then yeah, that should be it. Car's all in line. Belt feels okay. Everything looks good. Gonna put our the radiator deal back. Next part. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, never mind. It's good enough. Okay, so gonna grab this clip. Flip it back up. Probably one of the hardest things to do. But okay, and the bracket here broke from this other time that we were touching it. That's why it's kind of ridiculous how it's so hard to find this reservoir tank. So either way, everything's done. So what I'm gonna do next is gonna start plugging up all this stuff. So I'm gonna start with the clips over here. I'm gonna skip it because it's just 3 clips and the bolt. I'll probably record the bolt, but that's about it. All right, so down to the last one. The smaller connection is a little bit underneath the alternator. I couldn't see it, so I had to use my camera to kind of zoom into it and show you a picture of how it looks like. Is the clip, the part that you push on the clip is facing the front, so you'll know what I mean. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna shut all that off. I'm gonna use this new bolt here. It's a number 12 as well, to tighten it up, and should be it. All right, so quick checkup. Everything looks fine. Kind of broke some clips though, but whatever. All right, so I'm gonna start it up real quick. Battery's all plugged in. See that battery light right there? That's what we're gonna focus on, okay? So as soon as I crank it. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Cool, so everything's done for, fixed. The only thing, the project didn't take that long. The only thing that took long was the driving and the holding the camera and probably the editing. So, you know, if I had everything with me, like the alternator with me, and I didn't have to go and, you know, exchange it or test it and all that, I think it would have took me like under an hour to do it. Because it took me about like probably 20 minutes to take it out. And that's with me messing with the camera and having it fall over and all that. I mean, it's not about speed, it's about doing it right. So the main thing is just doing it right. And yeah, so that should be it, pretty much.